Hi guys and welcome back to another Dragonheir Silence God video. Guys, it's day 6 of the Otherworld exploration. We have these chaos bosses popping on the map and my leaderboard is on fire. I'm dropping off the top 100 unfortunately, but it's because I haven't done my bosses for the day yet. So today we're gonna have a look at the third boss of the Chaos Shadow, Lossenia, which is probably one of the hardest and the one that took me the longest really to build a comp because I had not many champions build and I've tried something different that didn't work and I had to get back to the board and rethink my strategy. To show you my Psyche Core, I finally finished to build the last level of the affinity. That helps a lot to reduce the damage and obviously increase the damage we do. I'm now going to start working on this area of the resistance, which is going to be pretty quick at this rate. And the alliance bonuses are all unlocked. My alliance is very active and so we get all of them pretty early. That helps a lot. Obviously, if you are not in the same situation, you can basically tone down your expectation for this boss and maybe do something a little bit less damage. Just remember, obviously, if you do more than 7 million, it's more convenient to run a boss instead of running a domain. So keep that in mind when you think about your strategy. Now, this is the comp I'm using on this boss. I'm using a legendary and 4 rares. You don't have to use a legendary. There are alternative, mainly Furbat. If you don't use him somewhere else, he's perfect for this fight. He has a lot of healing, he plays decreased attack, so it does his job very nicely. I'm using Furbat somewhere else, and so I've basically started using Arganda over here. I've used them a lot in Season 1, it was my first legendary, so why not using him? The alternative in the epic and rare departments are not that enticing, to be honest. Garrett, it's good, but it doesn't have a lot of healing. And same goes for Altin. They both have decreased attack on their ultimate. You can try use them if you don't have any of the champions I mentioned. It's probably going to be tough to keep them alive, but you can definitely try and see how far you can go. And actually, if you do, let me know down in the comments. It will be interesting to see if there are alternatives to this. Now, Irgander is very good for this fight because he has some healing from his battle skills and he plays decreased attack on his passive. His ultimate really doesn't do much for us. At this point, he does some damage, but not much really. So we just trying to keep them alive as long as possible while the backline is doing the damage. He has the Ancestral Protection set and the Platinum Knight because this helps to reduce the damage it takes. And I'm using Exandra with the Mask of the Lark and a lot of skill haste to try to keep her cycling through her ability as fast as possible. I need her to heal back and heal Arganda as quick as possible to stretch the fight out. So I'm using 2 pieces of the Cyril and 2 pieces of the Mona Lisa. Push the skill haste, she heals back, and for me that did the trick. I've tried other sets, I've tried her in protection as well to try to reduce the AoE. It was not working because she was not healing enough to get over the 22 million. The third champion we're going to have a look at is the guy that basically makes this fight possible. As we've seen through the entirety of the bosses we've seen so far and the bosses we want to see in the future, controlling the ultimate energy, the recharge speed penalty, conjunction with the decreased attack is basically the most important things you have to do with these bosses. You need to keep your tank alive up in the front, you need to place the decreased attack and then control the turn meter while your damage dealer are doing the damage for you. This guy has a triple hit on his ultimate and he reduced 20% of the ultimate energy, placing healing prohibition, which is really not what we need, but we don't care about that. He has also an attack penalty on his battle skills, which can help, but it will not make the difference, to be honest. I've geared him with the Crown on the Unclean to place the decreased defense on the boss and help us do more damage, and he's built with the Cyril set. I like to do this combination. I get the increased attack when I place the decreased defense, and therefore my DPS are doing more damage. And the 2 DPS are 2 rares, Sigrid and Eli. They both just build for damage. There's no point me showing you every details of the gear on this champions. Inventor set, Manticore, and Eye of the Giant, and Inventor set as well. High crit rate, high crit damage, push the attack as high as possible, and that will do the trick. I'm using the attack aura from Eli to try to squish as much damage as possible. And this is the placement on the board. Urgund is going to run out in this position, is going to be targeted by Lossenia, and with their ultimate, she's going to basically hit only this side of the board, hitting Exandra and Urgunder, and leaving the rest of the champion alone while they're going to do damage. So let's have a look at the fight, and let's see how far we can go this time. I'll see you at the end of the fight, so you can see what basically happened, and let's have a look at the result. Here we are at the end of the fight. Exandra just went down. The fight is really close. I had better run in the past, but this one is fine. It's still just above 22 million. As you can see, as soon as one of the front line goes down, she starts targeting somewhere else and the run ends pretty quickly. 23 million seems to be what we're gonna be able to do today. I'm still gonna save the fight because I had so many bosses to run that this is gonna be fine for me. And I'm gonna move on with the day. It's really, really tough. She hits incredibly hard. I thought the Freeze was doing something, but really doesn't do anything. She's not enhancing her damage from it, and it doesn't really do anything to you. So don't try to remove it. That's not really useful. You can replace Jill with Theodore. As I said, there is also another rare that does some turn meter control, which can be useful. Similar kit, it might has the turn meter control and special skills. Jill seems to work better for me. The other champions are very accessible. 2 rares, a rare we have from the storyline, and the tank obviously is the best tank solution you have. I hope this has been useful for you. Let's save this one and get the rewards. And if you're using something similar or different champions, I will be curious to know what are your options. So leave a comment down below. And I'm gonna see you soon with another video about Dragonheir Silence God.